Hi, this is your English 112 Humanities Literary Analysis Overview video. So in the way this course is broken up, we have each of the major academic disciplines represented, and we will complete one essay type for each of those different academic disciplines. So the first one is Humanities. It's the one you probably most of you are comfortable with and familiar with because this is the one you've done the most of. It's essay writing. The essay writing that you do in your English classes, your psychology classes, history classes, it's an essay, and it's simple as that. So what you will do is everyone is going to read the same short story, The Lottery by Shirley Jackson. I chose this story because it has a lot going on and there's a lot for you to write about. Looking at symbolism, foreshadowing, character development, societal influences on characters, things of that nature. So the lottery is not in your textbook. So to find the lottery, if you click on Reading Assignment Humanities, and then the hyperlink for the lottery is right here. So please read that. To understand what you need to do to read and write in the humanities, you will need to read these pages here that my cursor is moving around in your textbook, An Insider's Guide to Academic Writing. Also, in this unit, we will be looking at some more ways of incorporating sources into our essays, and so you will need to read these chapters in They Say, I Say. They have lots of really good templates for you to use, and I strongly recommend that you use them. I will caution you, however, I do not accept first person or second person pronouns in your academic essays. If you go back to my Writing Pet Peeves page, that is one of them. And I know that some of their templates have first and second person pronouns in them. You may use the templates. Do not use the pronouns. You're going to be writing in third person academic speak when you are working with your literary analysis. So, some other very helpful, useful resources are these websites. How to Write a Literary Critique, that's what you will be doing. You'll be choosing one or two elements of the lottery, and then you will break it apart and write a literary critique of it. And so this gives you some very, very helpful information. These PowerPoints down here you will need to look at, because when we discuss the assignment sheet, you will have to choose a literary element and break it down based on the Shirley Jackson's The Lottery, which is again a fascinating tale. Also, we have here, I don't know why that keeps popping up, the literary analysis theories. This is how you critically look at your stories to get an in-depth view of what the story is saying. And over here on your left-hand margin in the ebook, you'll see reader response theory, psychological and gender criticism, biographical and historical criticisms, sociological and mythological. I will say that for this one, there's definitely psychological and or gender that you could look at to dig deeper into the storyline and the plot of the story. You could also look at it historically. It would be a very fascinating historical look at it, as well as sociological. Those are just some options for you as you're trying to really create an in-depth analysis of your story. So let's look at the assignment sheet. I will do this with each of your assignments. So the requirements, it's 3+ pages, not including the works cited page. So your works cited page should be page 5. You will need to write an MLA format. This is the one and only essay that you will write in this class in MLA format. This MLA format was taught to you in English 111. There are some adjustments to MLA. If you remember back in the introduction video, you saw some adjustments to the updated version. Please use that. And if you have questions, you may ask me as we are going through and writing the essay. Alright, so MLA format is very important for you to use in this essay, and please use the updated version. You will need to have 2 to 3 scholarly sources. NC Live Literature Research Center is a great place for you to go and find sources. You can also use Google Scholar to find your sources. And if you're doing a psychological or gender critique or even a sociological critique, you could look at other historical documents as a source. So on your Works Cited page, you should have between 3 to 4 sources listed. You must have the lottery listed as one of your sources for this essay. So again, I've attached or put a hyperlink in this document for your story just in case you need to have it there. You're going to complete a close reading of the story, examine the context of the story as well as its forms, and I've given you page numbers in your Insider's Guide to help you with that. Use your close reading as a foundation for your thesis statement. You must have an arguable thesis statement, and then your essay is going to support that thesis statement from the text, using direct quotes and paraphrases from Jackson's short story, as well as your scholarly research. You will need to be limited to NC Live or Google Scholar. I do not want you going out there and conducting random Google searches. You are not allowed to use Wikipedia. You're not allowed to use SparkNotes or any of the other resources that are available to you that give you the insider's information. Your audience for this essay are your classmates and me. And since your classmates have read this story, they know the context of the story. They know what the story is about. But you cannot assume that they read it and interpreted it the same way you did, because this story has lots of nuances in it that could cause them to completely agree or disagree with you based on what your thesis is. So this is your first essay for English 111. Now going back to this module page, all of you have completed your entrance ticket, and I found your comments about writing and reading very entertaining, and so thank you for that. Here is your first assignment. The Literary Elements Padlet, this is what I would like for you to do here, and I want to bring it up so that everyone can see it. You will need to enlarge it just like I did to a full screen. And then following the directions, after you've read the story, after you have looked at the information in your Insider's Guide to Academic Writing, after you have read and viewed the PowerPoints and the ebook, okay? After you've gone and done the background information, then come here. Do not try to do this without going to those background sources. And I want you to post in each of the 4 columns. You're going to post in 3 of the 4. So find a symbol, click right in there. Alright, put your name here, and then what is the symbol and what does it mean to you? And then if you want to choose this one, click the theme, what is the symbol, what it is to you. What are the characters? What is the setting? Now some of you are going to overlap. You need to make sure that you are adding to the discussion, because everyone in the class could then come back to this Padlet and it could help you write your paper. So that is very important. Okay? One other thing that you'll be doing, you'll look at these 2 as well. But before you begin writing your essay, you need to post your thesis statement in this Padlet. And I will read each of the thesis statements and I will comment to you directly. Okay? I also want your peers to comment on your thesis statements to help you get a sense of what is going on. So this is your first major essay assignment. There are lots of little pieces to this unit. Please make sure that you are constantly checking back with your tentative schedule to see what's due and when. I do try to send out those weekly reminders, but some days or some weeks I might forget, or I might send it out and it's too late for you to have time to go and get help. All right. Since this is our first essay, please remember our sources over here. Smart Thinking is an excellent place for you to submit your essays to so that you can get feedback. Also, if I can scroll up. Also remember we have online tutoring. And so you can call in, or not call in, but log in, and a tutor can be of a service to you in the online environment. You do not have to come to campus. The more help you get with your essays, the better. Just make sure that your tutor has your assignment sheet so that they can really help you. And one more thing we will do is several of you, when we were discussing one of the other discussion boards or journals, I believe it was Journal 1, said you did not like peer review. Well, we're going to do peer review. Peer review is here, and you will be able to do it. It will help you. And you're only allowed to comment on 2 people's. So there's that. Also, I will do another video later of ways that you can help you with your grammar and to look at your plagiarism. So this course is a little bit unusual. I've already offered you extra credit once for the research hunt because something confluy happened and NC Live was not agreeing with me on the second time we tried to do search. You also have an extra credit for this. And so you will just answer this question: compare and or contrast the lottery and the Hunger Games. If you have not seen the Hunger Games, then it's okay. It's no big deal because it is just extra credit. And then after each essay, we do a literary analysis self-reflection that is due. So that is what we have for our literary analysis. If you have any questions, as always, please email me. And don't forget that I am available on Thursdays from 11 to 12 for virtual office hours. Thank you, and I will see you next time.